Hi everyone. So today I want to talk a little bit about gut bacteria. Seeing that earlier on we spoke about the immune system and how to maintain it, our gut bacteria plays a major role in our overall health. Our bodies have many microorganisms in various areas, including our skin, nose, mouth, genitals, and the gut. These are what we usually refer to as good bacteria. Our gut, in specific, is a castle to approximately 100 trillion bacteria cells, which is outnumbering our body cells by estimated tenfolds. Now, these microorganisms in the gut are of more than 1,000 different species. Now, even though we all have a core set of these bacteria that are common to us, we also are very different in how highly variable they are from person to person. So, the composition of our gut flora or gut bacteria is called microbiota, and all of the different types together are called microbiome. So our microbiota is established when we're a fetus, and it kicks in when we're going through the birth canal and we're being born. By the way, babies that are born by C-section have a different gut microbiota, as well as children who have been breastfed versus formula fed, which we've been told that to be less favorable and associated with the increased risk of ailments for those who went through C-section and the bottle-fed kids. Now, having said that, microbiome shifts and changes throughout our lives depending on the environment, diet, emotions, drugs, or the supplements we take. So, for example, dietary fiber is broken down by bacteria and is used as fuel. And eating certain kinds of food will promote gut bacteria health. It's a known fact that those who suffer from bowel disease and allergies have a different microbiota than healthy people. Gut flora plays a crucial role in digestive health and immune system. Our intestines are lined with what is called a mucosa and is exposed to disease causing or pathogenic and non pathogenic substances that will trigger the immune system to produce antibodies. So, keep the gut flora healthy to prevent you from suffering from many things. The health of a gut bacteria also is in direct relation to our body weight. Some bacteria help digest food, destroy disease-causing cells, and or produce vitamins. When it comes to friendly bacteria or flora, you will hear a lot about probiotics and prebiotics. Probiotics are live microorganisms that, when consumed, they're meant to bring health benefits, and they can be found in yogurt and other fermented foods and some dietary supplements. The common probiotics that you have heard of usually are lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. Different types of these bacteria have different effects. Usually, when we buy probiotic capsules or powders, regardless of the high number that you see marked on the container, one, we're only getting a fraction of that due to the fact that they're only mentioning the number of the live bacteria at the time of manufacturing of the product. And then later on, it has gone through packaging, transportation, heat, cold, and the duration that it takes to reach the fridge that you buy it from, and then how you handle it after you buy the product and how you consume it. So that's number one. Number two, even if they have 12 or 14 strands of bacteria on it, this is a drop in a bucket compared to 1,000 or more different types that are in the gut. Probiotics are, however, actually quite beneficial in cases of specific ailments where we know that a certain type of bacteria may need to be replenished or is missing. I personally don't incorporate that as a daily supplement, as they might actually throw off the bacterial balance in the gut if just taken without a reason. Prebiotics are different than probiotics. Prebiotics are non digestible food components that selectively stimulate the growth or activity of desirable friendly bacteria. Prebiotic fiber goes through the small intestine undigested and is fermented when it reaches the large colon. This fermentation, the process of fermentation, feeds the beneficial bacteria colonies and helps increase the number of desirable bacteria in our digestive system and that are associated with better health and reduce the risk of disease. They don't feed or increase only one particular type of bacteria, but they allow the healthy grounds, they prepare the healthy grounds for any gut bacteria that needs help or to grow or to rejuvenate. So fermented foods like sauerkraut, kefir, and yogurt are rich sources of probiotic bacteria that go directly to populate the colon. And by boosting your total daily fiber consumption, you will also boost the prebiotic fiber that you ingest to feed the probiotic and other strains of bacteria in the gut for improved health and well-being. This mixture of pro and prebiotic is called symbiotic. Now, many high fiber foods are also high in prebiotic fiber. Prebiotics are also not bothered by stomach acid or heat. Now, sugary and junk foods, white flour, and antibiotics, they all lead to disturbances of the gut flora. Specific bacteria are particularly susceptible or resistant to certain antibiotics. And this, of course, can cause antibiotic-associated diarrhea, and in the hospital setting can increase the risk of a more severe form of diarrhea, which is caused by pathogen C. difficile. Now, they call it C. diff. You have heard C. diff probably. The duration of antibiotics are usually short term, but the disturbances of the gut flora are extensive, as they will not differentiate between the invading bacteria or the good bacteria that we need. Now, even though the friendly bacteria in our guts are so important, the same goes for the bacteria in our mouth and on our skin and anywhere else for that matter. I know what I'm going to say, what I'm about to say may go against the belief of many, but gargling our mouth with mouthwash, which claims to be antibacterial or has an alcohol content, is a really bad idea. As they promise on the bottle, it will kill bacteria, but it will not discriminate against the good ones, and it will kill them all. So mouthwash rinse usually just hides the bad breath short term, and it is not a solution to underlying cause of the bad breath, which may be due to some dental issues, gum issues, or even coming from stomach or the gut, or it could be because of something we ate. In my previous video, I mentioned the simplest form of getting rid of halitosis or bad breath is by simple oil pulling, which brings about more than just that. Actually, there's a whole lot more health benefits to that. The second thing I need to note here is the skin bacteria. Especially now, it is common to constantly disinfect the hands with the provided sanitizers everywhere we go. Once again, keep in mind that these products will not save the good and kill the bad. Once the skin-friendly bacteria is gone, the person is much more susceptible to ailments than before. The skin bacteria acts like an army not to allow invaders in. If you kill the army and still expect to win, you're not planning it right. Wear gloves or disinfect the surface that you're touching instead of your hands. Again, I have to say these short videos are simply for educational purposes only, and what I have talked about here today may be discovered totally wrong tomorrow. We all only can talk based on the current knowledge, but that's the catchword, current. Most advice offered today are based on old knowledge. I'm simply trying to light a match to the gasoline of your curiosity to further educate yourself about your body and your natural resources. What I'm offering here is not to be practiced without consulting with your healthcare provider. And as usual, I will end my session with, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, and I love you. I love you all. I wish you the best. Be the light.